Welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. If this is your first time watching, thanks for stopping by. My name is Rick Holcomb, and this is my Coin Magic YouTube channel, where I talk about books and downloads about Coin Magic. I even talk about history, and I teach you a few things to help you get started. I even share some of my own performances on here, and I've started doing some interviews too. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. That's the easiest way you can show your appreciation for what I'm doing here. If you want to take it a step further, you can drop me some money in the tip jar down below in the description. Also, if you have a chance, check out my website at rickholcombmagic.com and maybe pick something up. So today I want to share with you a conversation I had with someone I consider a good friend, even though we've only interacted online, because he's in Finland. His name's Miika Lehti, and you may not have heard of him, or you may have, but I think someone like Miika needs more visibility and more people to see his work, because in my opinion he is one of the best, if not the best, coin magician out there right now. The thing is, he's only put one item out there on the marketplace, and that is Utility Volume 1, which is available only at Penguin Magic. Now this came out in 2019, but I think this is one of the best Coin Magic downloads to have come out in the past couple years. The material on here is so good and so useful. The title is apt, Utility Volume 1. Now Miika has such a unique style. It's a softness and effortlessness that's a blend of his major influence, Kainoa Harbottle, but also something fresh and new that he brings in, which results in something that's like nothing else out there that I've seen. I look to him with such admiration, with the creativity of routines and moves that he's got. He's really someone to watch out for. So on the download, Utility Volume 1, it's based around a utility move that you can show your hands front and back and be able to hide a coin at the same time. So you'll start out learning this move, the utility move he calls the show. You'll also learn a couple coin productions, a couple coin vanishes, and a couple coin changes. Now this is all put together and you'll learn a spellbound routine with all these moves. Now there's no speaking on here, but this is so well shot, both from a front angle and over the shoulder angle, with slow motion and freeze frame, and all there is text. But in my opinion, it's so well done and clearly explained, you'll have no trouble learning these complex moves. Now I say they're complex, but that doesn't mean they're hard. Now when you see the performances, you might say to yourself, wow, that looks really good, but it's probably really hard. But in all honesty, the stuff on here is not that hard. Maybe there's one or two things that'll give you more trouble, but the majority of this material you'll be able to have down in a few days, to a point that you mechanically understand the moves and can do them, so that you can begin filming yourself to really refine and smooth out those moves. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Miika Lehti. So Miika, how are you?
I'm fine. Everything's great here.
Good. Glad to finally talk in person.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like yeah, with these Zoom things and everything, it's really cool that we can meet people all over the world and chat with them. It's really, really awesome.
I've definitely been sessioning with more people than I ever have before.
Yeah, that's right. Same here.
It's convenient, and also, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. Like, you're in Finland and I'm in North Carolina in the United States. And I know it's late for you right now, so I don't want to take a lot of your time, but
yeah,
I wanted to talk about your project, Utility Volume 1, and yeah. I know it came out last year, or was it 2019? 2019.
But the end of 2019 when it came out. So it's a little bit, it was almost 2020, but not quite.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed this project, and for people to know that there's a lot of cool stuff on there with back thumb palm.
Yeah.
And I don't want to reveal everything on there, but more than that. So can you tell us about, without revealing too much, like what are people going to get on this project?
Well, with Utility Wall 1, you will get what I think is the most natural way that you can show your hands empty while concealing a coin or coins. You can do it with multiple coins. People don't actually believe that, but you can actually do it. But the idea why I came with this utility move was the things that I have seen people do to show their hands empty were just not natural. And the idea behind it was, if like a police officer came to you and tells you to show your hands empty, you're not going to do these things here. You're just going to show your hands empty.
Right.
And that's what you do. Like, I'm not hiding anything. You are not going to do like this. You are going to get a bullet in your head.
Right.
But that was the idea. I wanted to do like how you would really show your hands empty. That was the main reason why I came up with this technique.
It's awesome. And I've been using some stuff on there, and I came up with a version of the hanging coins, and I'm doing it with 3 coins, and obviously it works best with barbers because they're nice and skinny.
Yeah. And they're silent. Really silent coins.
You can do 3 coins.
It's even not that hard like you would think that is. But once you get the movements down, it's pretty easy. Like some of the reviews that I read in Penguin was someone was saying that when they saw the trailer of the Utility Wall 1, they thought that it looked really cool, but they betted that it's like really hard, and they were actually surprised at how easy. Of course, there's some pretty hard stuff in there, but it was like surprisingly easy things in there that look really good.
Yeah, I forget the name of the move.
Which one?
I may cut this out, but
it's called ML production there. So my initials, because I just wanted to have something that has my initials. I'm not that good at naming things, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's so cool.
One of the things that is not that easy, but once again, when you get to practice it, then it will work.
Yeah, I definitely think for people who even are familiar with the back thumb palm, this project will show you a lot of new things to do with it, and just the recovery alone is well worth it. But there's way more than just the recovery move. That's just the display, you know.
Yeah.
There's coin changes on there and productions on there, and even a full routine. Yeah.
And then there is the Raven's vanish that is like, I think it's just so clean.
Yeah.
Raven like vanish. It was actually funny when I was in a magic conversation in Sweden, and I showed a few magicians that vanish, and after they were like seeing how it looks, they started to ask me like, what is my hookup? Because they were sure that I am using the Raven gimmick thing.
Well, that tells you how good it looks.
It's the bomb.
So how long have you been into magic and coin magic specifically?
I think specifically coin magic is around 10 years and over. somewhere, so over 10 years. But with magic, I've been, I think, 16 or 15 years. But of course, when I perform, I don't do just coin magic. Of course, I do other things like with cards and rubber bands and the basic stuff. But the creating process for me, I really love coins, and I like to play with them and come up with new things and new techniques.
Well, so was there a certain book or a certain person that like first got you onto coins, and then once you were into coins, like who is that inspiration for you?
There is actually a little thing that I'm not proud of, how I started doing coin magic. So let me share this with everyone. I was around 16 years old, and I was thinking, I was learning some card stuff, and I wanted to learn something with coins, and the idea just came to me. And nowadays everyone does, they go to Google, and I went to Google and I Googled free coin magic, and there was one book that came, the first hit, and it was Bobo's coin magic book, and I downloaded it, and I just went through it really quickly, and I felt like this is old, and I don't want to, this is not what I want, so I skip it, Bobo, right at the start. and the second book that came as a result on this one search was Kaino Harbordle's Coins on Edge, and it was a free download. Someone just had put it out, so I did some piracy and downloaded that book. But that one really made me fell in love with coin magic, and it was Kaino Harbordle's Coins on Edge. I get it free from back then, but of course I bought the book from Kainoa, and this was actually the last copy that he had, so I think he will forgive me by downloading his book. But this was the first book in coin magic that I ever read, and the people that know this, it's not easy.
No,
easy stuff in here. It really ain't easy things. But for me, because I didn't know anything about coin magic, I knew French drop and classic palms and this, but I really didn't know coin magic. Is it hard? Is it easy? And with this book, I just thought that this is what you need to do to make people amazed with coins. And I started with this book. So later on, when I have talked to people who are into coin magic, and we have talked about books and things that are really hard, everyone says that Kainoa's book is one of the hardest, and people have been crying when they try to do the stuff in the book. But for me, it wasn't hard, because I thought that is the thing what you need to do, and that's where I started. So that's a relief to get that out, how I fell in love in coin magic. But yeah, that was the first book that I ever read, and I was surprised when people told it's one of the hardest things that you can, the hardest stuff with coins that you can do. And
definitely,
for me, it was just I didn't know, so I didn't feel like it's hard because right. I didn't know any better. But yeah, that's the one book that I really love, And the most of my inspiration on my things, actually what are coming in the next Utility Vault 2 are because of that book. Because I missed a page on this one, what says, says soft coins required, and I just thought that this was something like some drawing, but soft coins with this one is, if you want to make them like silent, you need to have soft coins. Of course, with practice you can do it with any coins, but the stuff that's coming out with Utility Vault 2 is like stack work, but without any edge grip stuff, and it's like easier things that you can do with multiple coins. So that's going to be the next utility thing. That's going to be.
Any timeline on that? I know you did volume 1 almost by yourself, which is, that's impressive alone. Are you doing the same thing with volume 2?
I think I'm going the same road that I did with Vol 1. Like my friend did the filming, Tommi Sundelin is his name. He did the filming and I did everything else. And for me, I haven't done any video editing or anything like that. So what I did was that I just went to YouTube. I had the idea of what I want to do, and I just searched some tutorials and learned from there how to do it, and I did it myself. The animations and the editing and everything that is in there, and that was a project.
It looks great.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I'm like surprised that people really think that it's a professional work that's in there, but it's just me doing editing the first time.
So is there a timeline for volume 2, or it's still just processing?
It's still just processing, because it's like the first things that I wanted to put out with Vault 2, there was a couple of things, but it has grown, and I want to put more more in there. So I have this script. I know what I want to publish, but I just need to start working on it. But I haven't. The deadline for me is this year. So.
Okay.
So yeah, you need to wait a bit.
So going back a little bit, something I wanted to ask you. Talking about Kainoa and coins on edge, which is all, I think we can all agree that's difficult level coin stuff. What was the first routine that you really got down that just made you really proud, and you felt like, okay, I'm good at coin magic?
For me it was one routine in a Chris Kenner's book, Totally Out of Control, and there is one routine here that is really like knuckle busting stuff, and it's called Hellbound.
Yes.
And that's really tough thing to do, and that really needed some work. When I got that routine down, that was like one of those moments that I thought like I've done something really huge in my life. But like I said, that I like to make things my own, and I added another kicker ending to that one. So the routine ends with the 2 silver coins changing into Chinese to copper coins. And the thing that I added was that now when you have seen 2 silver ones and 2 copper ones, you know that I'm using 4 coins. So I give a shake and the copper ones change into 4 Chinese coins. And that's my ending to it. And that's like crazy hard that I have never like really performed, but that's adding a little thing and keeping the technique that is written in the book, but having 4 extra coins in that routine is like really crazy.
I gotta work that one out in my head. I see you've got a few coins there in front of you. Did you want to show anything or not?
Well, I was thinking, because people need to wait on Utility Vault 2, a practice routine that is in there where you practice the utility move on that like the one utility move that you will get from it. And it's just making the coins vanish one by one, like this. And that's the second one. 2 left. That's the third. And with the fourth one, it's the same thing. Just give it a little squeeze and a blow and leave it in there. And that's just the practice routine for this technique that is going to be out there.
And again, that's no edge grip.
No edge grip at all. And it's not hard. And it can be like, you don't need soft coins. The thing with Kainoa's book was that you pretty much need to have soft coins. And I couldn't do that. Like I had these Kennedy halves that are really noisy. So I wanted to do this stuff in that book with noisy coins. And that's the utility move that I came up with. And that was, I guess it was like first thing that was really my own that I discovered. And that was all about of this book, Kainoa's. That gave me the inspiration for that stuff.
Well, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to Volume 2, and I really encourage everyone watching this to pick up Volume 1. I know you can get it at Penguin Magic. Is it anywhere else?
No, just in there.
So at Penguin Magic, and I just want to thank you again, Miika, for joining me today. And I know it's late over there for you, so I want you to get to bed. But thanks again, and everyone watching, go pick up Utility Volume 1 from Miika Lehti.
Yes. Do it.
So that's it for this week, guys. I appreciate you stopping by and watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed the interview and meeting Miika Lehti if you weren't aware of him before. Now, I really encourage you to go pick up Utility Volume 1. Again, it's only available at Penguin Magic. But like I said, this is one of the best things to come out in the past couple of years. And it's really going to improve your skill level. So again, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time.